Oh, hi, all my gorgeous and brothers and sisters in Jesus. I hope you'd all like to hear the last bit of my book. Chapters 7, 8, and 9. And this time it's called McKay's Bullies Have a Confession, and there is an emotional journey to the place of eternal love. 1 week later, after the upset that all the children had of their dads going to war, and the school was closed down for a week, it was back to school. It was terrible times. Men were at war, leaving children and wives and all those they loved behind. Buildings were being destroyed, and poor Tigerfly's wings was damaged, so left him useless in the work he was meant to do. Mark was a strong boy, but poor Michaela, she really missed her dad, and it really broke her heart to be parted from him. Rihanna's heart was broken too, but she was being strong for the children. As Peter was at war, his children and wife never left his heart. Going to school was dreadful also. Poor little Princess came crying over to Michaela and Mark and said she was heartbroken her daddy went to war too. Prince and Joseph were very upset. They all had one group hug. Even the teacher was in tears. She was a mess. She had to send her students home early. Her husband and son, who had only just turned 18, were both sent to war because everyone had family members at war. Fathers, husbands, sons, brothers, lovers, outside teachers, pupils and parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, nieces and nephews were invited to have a whole school prayer circle for those they love. Holding hands in a big circle, they all prayed for those who were fighting to keep them safe. Michael and Tina were amongst the crowd, and Rihanna invited them back for dinner, and also Prince Joseph and Princess and their parents, called Catherine and James, came back. The children wanted to walk home. The planes were not overhead, so they were safe. Or so it seemed, because as the 5 children walked home together, the 5 bully boys came behind them. The boys started to really taunt the children. They led bully boy Darren. The lead bully boy Darren mocked, "I'm going to catch you and kill your Tigerfly. My dad's going to kill your Tigerfly. And all the stupid leprechauns, I hate them." As the 5 bully boys chased the 5 children into the fields, they all started to circle around the 5 children. Darren continued, "So you think your Tigerfly will protect you? Well, he can't now. His injured wing. Your dad was going to make sure Tigerfly was healed, but he couldn't do anything about it, as the next day he has gone to war. Ha ha! Stand behind us, boys," said Mark to Michaela and Princess. But Prince Joseph and Mark was no match for Darren and his 4 brothers. Next thing they saw was a bright red light, and all children looked around. It was the Tigerfly, beaming his red light, red to represent love. Suddenly Darren looked straight into the penetrating bright red light of love, and his brothers followed. All of a sudden they put down their sticks. They put down their sticks, got on their knees, and started to weep bitterly, all in turn saying, "I hate the way I am. I want to change. I am so sorry for the way we were. I beg your forgiveness." The Tigerfly, so it seems, managed to penetrate their hearts with his red light of love. Mark and the other 4 walked over cautiously to the 5 bullies. Mark asked, "Why should we forgive you?" "Exactly," said Joseph. "You is going to beat the little girls up. In our family you will be considered cowards." "I hate cowards," said Prince. The leprechaun showed up and said, "You should forgive, because that's what the tiger would want. And if we all learn to forgive and forget and love, there would be no more wars." Princess replied, "Leprechaun is right. We must live in love. The right That's right, love is important, said Michaela. At least hear them out, requested the leprechaun. Very well, but it better be good, replied Mark. Darren replied, when I was really little, I had both a mum and a dad. We were such a happy family, and because my mum can't have any more children, my parents adopted my four brothers who were orphans from birth. I loved my real dad very much, so did my brothers. He was the only father that they knew. But one day my dad went to work, and he was building, but he fell down from the building. My mum and us five children were left heartbroken. My mum was really hard up for money, and a couple of years, when my dad's hard earning money was spent, she met my stepdad. She never really loved him, but married him out of desperation to be able to feed us children. But my stepdad turned out evil despite having love from his parents as a child. My stepdad started hitting my mum. We tried to protect our mum, but now he's turned on us, calling us over emotional. He hits us black and blue. We are not allowed to express any emotion. If we do, we will be hit. That's why we turned into bullies, because this way because this way we can take out our feelings without making our stepdad cross. We all want to be good, but our stepdad won't let us be. Michael's grandchildren kindly got very emotional over the bully's sad story. They all shook hands and made friends, and decided to forgive and forget and leave the past in the past. The leprechaun was very touched by Darren's story and invited him back and his four brothers for a trip into space. They all agreed. Mark asked, can we come and see Aslan again? Please, please, asked the little girls. Not this time, said the leprechaun. You already had your turn, first and foremost. You are lucky. You are loved by both parents. So these five boys need some goodness. Oh, said Mark, Joseph, Prince, and the little girls together. But they deep down inside understood the reason. So two strong unicorns took the leprechaun, Darren, and one brother on him, and the other unicorn took the other three brothers. Up and up again, above the clouds, and into the beautiful tunnel again. Leprechaun said again, over there where the star shines bright is the land of everlasting love and life and joy. We have a few of your childhood heroes to visit you. I love the snowman and E.T. My real dad used to read me those stories every night, replied Darren. All of a sudden, the snowman and E.T. came to visit the boys. Wow, are you for real? Asked Darren. They smiled at him, saying, oh yes. Now someone who you love even greater is coming to meet you halfway between the land of love and earth. Coming towards them was a very, very slowly a tall male, light figure walks towards them with dark hair. He looks like an adult version of Mark. Darren cried with tears of joy. Daddy! Father and son hugged each other very close. Oh, my darling boy, you've grown. I love you and think about your mum and you boys all the time. We miss you too, Daddy. Let me come with you, please, begged Darren. Son, it's not your time, and your mum and brothers need you. But now you know we will never be apart. I'm here right in your heart, said his dad. Live in love and all will be well. Dad, I'm being bullied by my stepdad. I need you to come back. I can't, son, he said, but I promise you, you will soon be free. His dad smiled at him, then disappeared. Come back, said Darren. Don't worry, kids. He's with you all the time, said Leprechaun. They all came back to Earth. Darren felt a lot happier after meeting his dad, knowing that in his heart they are together, and that one day they will be together forever. The five boys landed back down with the other children. The leprechaun disappeared and they all played together nicely. But at night time, when everyone had gone to bed, poor Michaela started crying over her dad. She looked out the bedroom window and felt sad in seeing that Tigerfly was looking sad to have his wing broken. As she started to cry, an angel visited her, touched her heart, saying, Peace, child. All will turn out fine in the end. The angel took her into her golden wings, hugging her, saying, Sleep, child, sleep. The angel soothed her into going to sleep. Chapter 8. Darren and Michaela's friendship blossom, but Tigerfly goes missing. After the rain, as the days went on, it got colder. Poor Tigerfly was getting cold, so the family made a home for him from their shed, with central heating, hay and blankets to keep him warm. They also fed him fruit because Tigerfly's a vegetarian. Darren and his brothers visited Michaela and Co. every day, and Michael and Tina and Rihanna were pleased that Darren had changed. Deep down inside, he was a lovely boy. Now that his stepdad was at war, Darren had no fear anymore. Darren was a big lad, slim, built, muscular and tall with dark hair. He was also very healthy and had a black belt in most of the martial arts. His brothers knew karate and had all the black belts too, but for some reason Darren's stepdad had pressured Darren every day for hours on end to get him to fight. Mark was a bit jealous of Michaela and Darren's building friendship at first, and Mark was always Michaela's best friend and very close, but it seemed that she was making a new friend. But as the weeks went by, he accepted it more. Once Darren and Michaela were feeding Tigerfly, he looked into her eyes, then winked at her, saying, "You're a very pretty young girl. So beautiful blue eyes you have and shimmering brown hair, like your Nan Tina." Michaela, blushing, giggled. Darren gently stroked her chin affectionately, saying, "Don't be nervous, sweet girl." Michaela and Mark had their 13th birthday, late November. Darren and his 14th 2 weeks after they had theirs. Poor Darren, because of all the problems he had at home, he was in the class a year behind him, so they were in the same class even though he was a year older. Anyway, it was Christmas Eve now. Peter, Mark and Michaela's father arrived, and so did Prince. Joseph and Princess Dad arrived home, so they all spent the time with their own family. However, Peter invited Darren and his brothers and Mum over for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Michael and Tina came over for Christmas Day, but the other 2 Christmas days they spent with Prince Joseph and Prince and family. Peter was seen from a distance. "Daddy!" cried Michaela, running into his arms and giving him the biggest hug ever. Mark and Rihanna ran over and hugged him too. Darren's stepdad, to Darren and his brother's mum and brother's delight, had to stay at war. Peter said to Darren, "Nice to meet you, son. Michaela wrote to me in her letters, telling me all about you." Darren replied, "Nice to meet you too, sir. No one since my real dad died has ever called me son before." Peter smiled and said, "Just call me Peter, and you're always welcome here." Christmas Eve, Peter's family and Darren's mum all sang carols together. Peter got a vet and had Tigerfly's wings healed. Christmas Day, Michael and Tina came over and they had a big turkey for lunch. But for the Tigerfly bit, Michaela and Tina had a nut roast because they are vegetarians and they all loved it. Peter brought the children a flying scooter, each that could fly as high as over houses. Peter had some very good news to announce. He didn't have to go back to war because he was successful in his business, and once the war was over, he was able to go back to it. Rihanna, Mark, and Michaela hugged him with tears of gladness. The two families' friendships really got close as they spent the time into Boxing Day, and Tigerfly's wing was healed, so he went and used his red light of love on more and more men at war's hearts, helping them find their inner child, and many men stopped fighting when Tigerfly's red light helped them to open their hearts and give them more understanding of what made them do this, but how they can change to see another way and the other's point of view. Most men from all sides didn't want to fight, so most of them stopped. The next 3 months went really well. The good men stopped fighting thanks to the Tigerfly. Peter started to teach Darren all about his business as Darren took an interest. Winter turned into spring. It was April time, and Rihanna had gotten really well really big with her pregnancy. Michael, Michaela, Mark, Darren, and his brothers, Tigerfly, Prince, and Stephen, and Joseph, all of the school children went playing in the field, singing and laughing, playing amongst the trolls, leprechauns, fairies, unicorns. They watched on the capitable TV. War was almost over. Most men were turning good. The children all cheered with gladness. Tigerfly went back to his shed to collect something. When all the children came back, Tigerfly was nowhere to be found. Tigerfly, Tigerfly, where are you? Cried Michaela, her eyes streaming with tears. She read the note out. I have captured Tigerfly. He's a threat. He's a threat to us men with no. He's a threat to men with no emotions, whose hearts are stubborn and will not change. From Sid, Darren's stepfather. I'm going to kill him, said Darren. I'm not afraid of him no more. Both Mark and Darren went over to comfort Michaela. All the girls especially cried. I'm going to free Tigerfly. He's my best friend ever, cried Michaela. I'm coming with you, said Mark. I'm coming too, said Darren. Michael and Peter ran out and overheard Peter say it. I know I'm risking my business by doing this, but because I have to be at work every day, especially tomorrow. But I know how much this creature means to you. I'm joining you too. Oh, thank you, Daddy, said Michaela. Michaela, Mark, Michael, Peter, and Darren and his brothers go out of their way to look for Tigerfly, while Prince Joseph, Rihanna, and Tina stay behind in case of any news about him from home. They ride for miles and miles over mountains, across the lakes, where they see mermaids. Go that way, says the mermaid, pointing south. So they ride south. When they get there, the trees pointed them in the right direction. Suddenly, Michaela recognised the sweet red light from a distance, saying, He's over there. They go into a cave. They all hide, saying, Look, he's over there. Okay, we will go together and free him, says Michael. Be careful, all, says Peter, running up to Tigerfly. Michaela says, I'm so glad you're safe. Suddenly, they are spotted. What do you think you are doing, little girl? Scoffed Sid. I'm freeing Tigerfly. He's coming home with us, she replied. Oh, no, you're not, he said, as he went forward to hurt her. Peter went forward, saying, Get your hands off her. But Sid knocked him out of the way. Michael then went forward, but he knocked him out of the way easily too. The four brothers all tried to gang up on him, but was no match for Sid and his four mates. Then Darren stood up, saying, I'm not afraid of you, or any adult no more. All you can do is hurt young children and ladies. You're such a coward. Don't you dare hurt her hair on Michaela's head. Oh, how sweet standing up for your girlfriend, Mop said. Okay, how about it? Just you and I fight then. You're on, kid, Mop said. They fought for hours, but it was even. But Darren was made very powerful by what Sid had taught him. But it went on for hours, and they were both getting tired. This is the final chapter now, called Earth is Restored Back to Paradise. Mark, being scared, hid away without realising that he had a reflection. Realised in the mirror he had reflected on the Tigerfly's wings to attention of the Tigerfly's four brothers. Look up, cheered Michaela. The four Tigerflies flew down and roared at Sid and his mates. They were terrified as they ran away. All the ETs gathered them up in their spaceships. The Tigerflies flew around the world, gathering up all the men and women up with stubborn evil hearts. Michael and team flew back home on their flying scooters. All over the world, people were cheering and singing songs of love and peace, of every race, colour, and religion. People were coming together in love, no more prejudice or misunderstanding, and having one race and religion called love. Having one race and religion called love. By the grace of love, not one man was lost during the war. They arrived home with a big cheer from all the families and school. Tigerfly had restored peace and harmony, and Mark was a hero for attracting Tigerfly's attention. Tigerfly spoke human language. You speak properly, said Michaela. Yes, child, I do. Michaela, I have something I need to tell you, said Tigerfly, he continued. The men that refuse to change are going to a world where they are taught to change, but still never do. The universe in the beginning was meant to live in love, but fear made some jealous and evil. This world has been restored, but there are other worlds in the universe I have to help now. You're not leaving me, please. No, you're my best friend I ever had, cried Michaela. Child, I must help restore the universe again. But remember, we will never be apart when we love from the heart. Will I ever see you again? Asked Michaela. No, I'm sorry, child, but I'm here in your heart. And you have your family. Your brother Mark, your soulmate Darren, will always be in your life. My soulmate Darren? Asked Michaela. Yes, I think that boy likes you, said Tigerfly. I love you so much, said Michaela. I love you too, and always will, said Tigerfly. The Tigerflies flew away, and all the other fantasy creatures too went through the tunnel back to their home, and children cried, running into their parents' home. Suddenly, a big rainbow appears. Come, kids, let's play in the forest, says Michael. The children reached the end of the rainbow. That's it, said Michaela. At the end of the rainbow is something far more than gold. It's true love. That's at the end. A month later, Rihanna gives birth to twins after thinking it was a boy and calls them Lily and Tiger Boy, a boy and a girl twin. The school had an evening celebration. Michaela recites her poem of the Tigerfly and shows her drawings to the whole class. And now the teacher and her pupils cheer at her. Darren comes to her and gives her a huge kiss. As the nights come, there's a red light in the sky. Tigerfly left his magic spark. Bridget, Darren's mum, and the teacher Gareth hit it off that evening. And now this is 5 years later. Are you seeing your boyfriend, Michaela? Or is he at work with Daddy at his newly made theme park? Giggled Tiger Boy and Tiger Lily. Yes, I am, Michaela replied. Darren comes out of his house. Gareth, his new stepfather, says, Good luck, son. Darren replies, Thank you, Daddy. You've been the best husband and stepdad we ever had. You made me and my mum and my brothers so happy. I'm going to make my Michaela happy now. You're the son I never had, replied Gareth. They hugged, and then Darren ran to Michaela. They go up to the bridge where they met Tigerfly 5 years ago. You know, I love you so very much, said Darren. Yes, said Michaela. I love you very much too. Will you marry me? Asked Darren. Oh, yes, replied Michaela. So there it is, the future was good. Michaela became a poet. Darren worked with Peter, and Gareth paid for him to have extra studies so he could catch up. Now Darren had two good fathers, Peter and Gareth. Darren and Michaela got married and have many children and live happily ever after. Princess marries Stephen and the rest marry college girls. Thanks to Peter, all the children succeed, as he said he had nothing but did well and encouraged his children to do well, and they sure did. So Peter, Rihanna built a house, then Michael and Tina built a house next to them, and then did Darren and Michaela, and then did Mark and Myrtle, and then did everyone else in the whole world live happily ever after. Somewhere out there, Tigerfly is restoring another world, and that's the end. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and God bless you all.